Welcome into the Wednesday evening version of the Evansville Otters. They are in Sauget, Illinois, taking on the Gateway Grizzlies. I am Lucas Macklin, and I am so glad you're joining us here in this Wednesday evening on the Papa John's pregame show. Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. Speaking of the Home Team Network, they are the exclusive home of every Frontier League game this year, so sign up today and get a front row seat to every Otters baseball game. Evansville is coming off a Game 1 win against Gateway last night, where they scratched across some runs through early in the game and then exploded in the 6th inning, putting up a 7 spot where they went up 12-1. The Gateway Grizzlies managed to fight back a little bit to make it a 12-8 final, but the Otters did enough to get the win in Game 1 of the series. So back-to-back series, they take the first game, and now they look to try to win one of the next two, if not both of the next two, to win their first road series of the year. They come in with a 0-5 record on the road. They're 5-1 at home, leading to a 14-9 record at home with a 4-12 record on the road, entering today with an 18-21 overall record. For Gateway, they enter at 22-17. They are currently sitting at second in the Central Division, just a half a game above Joliet and 3.5 back from Schaumburg. For Evansville, they are 4.5 games back from the division-leading Washington Wild Things. They are 2.5 back of Lake Erie, who stand 2.5 back of Washington, while Florence, with their loss last night, stand at 6.5 back of the division. Last night, it was a hit fest for Evansville. They managed 16 total hits. They had 5 multi-hit games, including 3 3-hit games from Paven Parks, L.J. Jones, and J.J. Cruz. J.J. Cruz, the big 3-run home run that was the difference in the end, that capped off that 7-run 6th inning. Also managed hits from everybody but one, and had 2 hits from J.T. Benson as well as Logan Brown. They hit the most doubles of their season with 7. 1 from Graham Brown, 1 from J.T. Benson, 1 from Paven Parks, 2 from Logan Brown, 1 from Keenan Taylor, and 1 from J.J. Cruz, as he also added a home run on the night. He managed 4 RBIs, did J.J. Cruz last night in his fantastic outing. And now they look tonight to try to win their first road series of the year, but it is not going to be easy against this Gateway squad that has been very good this year, and they've been a team that has never gone down easy. So it is going to be a tough matchup tonight. Some other games that have gone on around the league. Florence did get a win as they took a 2-7 victory over Windy City. Lake Erie lost to Washington, so that series is now split at 1. The Otters with a chance to make up a game on Lake Erie while staying put with Washington. That was an interesting game. Washington scored 5 runs in the bottom of the 4th. Lake Erie 4 in the top of the 2nd, and then no more runs the rest of the game. Some other games that are going on around the league. Mississippi beat Down East 6-1. New York beat Brockton 8-4. And a couple of games that have started already. New Jersey and Sussex County, after being postponed last night, are just underway. Ottawa and Tri-City currently in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Tri-City leading 2-0. And Quebec and Three Rivers also just getting underway. The last 2 games left to get underway are the Evansville and Gateway game that you are listening to right now, and the Schaumburg and Joliet game that is set to start at 6:35 p.m. 6:30, the set start time tonight, and we are nearing that. You are listening to the Papa John's pregame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and on 96.9 WYIR. We'll take a short break, and then we'll talk about the starting lineups and the starting pitchers. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Welcome back into the Papa John's pregame show, and as we look at the starting lineups for today's ball game, first we'll look at the starting lineup for the Gateway Grizzlies. So leading it off for them once again is their second baseman Gabe Holt, followed by Victor Castillo and DJ Stewart. Paxton Wallace up to the 4-hole today. He'll be playing third base instead of DHing. DHing today for Gateway is Mark Schallenberger. He'll be batting fifth in the lineup. At catcher, the right-handed hitting Jose Alvarez, then batting seventh in left field, Edwin Mateo, batting eighth at shortstop, Abdiel Diaz, and then batting ninth after getting the night off last night for the most part is Cole Brandon. He will be in center field. Gateway signed a new pitcher today, and it is Julian Barenti. He will be making his first professional start after his season at Tennessee Wesleyan last season. Last year, he pitched for Tennessee Wesleyan at a 9 ERA. He pitched in 15 games, only started 2 of them. As he tries to fill in some holes for this Gateway team that has lost some pitchers, both due to injury as well as a couple of them being signed. And they have struggled trying to get those innings for them this year. As we saw last night, the Otters take advantage of their starter, Claudio Galva. As I mentioned, Barenti this year pitched in 18 games, started 5 of them, went 4-1, pitched to a 4.35 ERA, struck out 39 and walked 15. So did a lot better job at keeping runners from scoring, but still did walk a fair enough amount of batters. He walked 15 and 31 innings, but did strike out 39, so strikeout stuff is up, but as well as his walk stuff, but his ERA did go down, a career college ERA of 6.33 and 54 innings pitched. He will try to shut down this Otters offense that has looked very good in many games this year. They've also been stifled in some games this year. But now it is time to look at your Evansville Otters starting lineup, led off by David Mendham. Once again, he'll be at first base tonight, followed by Graham Brown in center field, batting third and playing left field tonight, like he did last night, JT Benson. Batting fourth and playing shortstop, Paven Parks. Batting fifth and in right field tonight, LJ Jones. Batting sixth and DHing will be Keenan Taylor. Batting seventh and behind the plate tonight will be Logan Brown. Batting eighth and at third base tonight for the first time this year, JJ Cruz. And rounding out the lineup at second base, the professional debut of Parks Bauk. He will be playing second base tonight and batting in the 9-hole, trying to give Evansville some depth after dealing with some injuries at some different spots. So the pitcher going out for Evansville tonight is Anthony Patterson III. Mentioned that his first start against Windy City, he looked elite. He went 3 innings, didn't give up a single run, worked through a little bit of traffic, but he really did look good at placing the pitches where he wanted them. But in his second start against Washington, only went 2 1/3, gave up 8 runs, a couple of walks, only struck out 1, did give up a home run. That was the big 3-run home run that chased him. That was the game where he had a chance to get out of that third inning, but some mishaps from the defense kept that inning going, and it spiraled out of control from there. He looks to try to bounce back against this Gateway team that did put up 8 runs last night, but it took them until the 7th inning until they really started putting it on, as they scored 7 runs in those last 3 frames against the pitchers Tyler Martin and John Beamer. That 3-run home run against Beamer, as I mentioned last night, just at 305 feet, but in the short porch out in right field. Both teams get a play to that, and Gateway here at the ballpark obviously have played to that quite a bit. They did use 3 position players last night: Cole Brannon, Edwin Mateo, and Tanner Garrison. All of them pitched scoreless innings to different reasons for it. But for Evansville, they got a fantastic start from Parker Brahms, his second straight quality start last night, where he went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs, didn't walk anybody, and struck out 5. Nolan Thebe pitched another clean inning. He pitched an inning, didn't give up a run, give up 1 hit, and struck out 1. And then, as I mentioned, Tyler Martin came in and only got 1 out, gave up 3 runs. John Beamer closed the door in that inning, but in the next inning, gave up a couple of runners before giving up that short home run out in right field. But other than that, he looked solid as we've seen him before. As I mentioned in the last series against Joliet, Evansville looked fantastic in Game 1. Dealt with some pitching issues, but still won that game 13-10, where they led the entire time. Once again tonight, last night I should say, they led the entire ball game from beginning to end, scoring in the very top of the first inning and leading the rest of the way. But it did get close at the end. As I mentioned, Gateway scoring 6 runs in the final 2 frames of that game. So Evansville trying to slow down this Gateway offense and keep up the hitting for their side. And again, going up against the professional debut in Julian Barenti. But on their own end, Anthony Patterson has only pitched 5 1/3 innings professionally. He's only appeared in 2 games, and it's going to be interesting to see how these rookies go up against each other. Behind the plate, umpire-wise, will be Michael Green. Jacob Cackett moves from third to first base, and Matt Beaver will move from first base, or I should say behind the plate, to third base. Michael Green went from first base to home plate, so that rotation is the way that goes. Obviously, last night had some late game ejections for Evansville. It was TJ Zarowitz, the hitting coach, initially getting thrown out. Then David Mindham, after striking out, got tossed. And then Andy McCauley, protecting his guys, he also got tossed. Again, that game at that point very late, pretty much out of reach, but still an interesting turn of events. This is the same crew we had in Joliet for that Game 3 kind of late game calls that definitely had an impact. Let's talk a little bit about Parks Bauk as we head towards the first pitch. He is making his professional debut, and he comes in after a fantastic career at Lipscomb University, playing for the Lipscomb Bisons, as well as playing some summer ball with the Jackson Rockabillies. In his senior year at Lipscomb, he played in 48 games, hit to a .339 batting average, including a .427 on-base percentage, had 5 home runs, 10 doubles, and also walked 22 times to 23 strikeouts. But with Jackson, man, he just was an on-base machine, had a .540 OBP, 15 walks to only 3 strikeouts. We did see him play a little bit third base last night after Mindham's ejection. He is over at second base with J.J. Cruz moving from second to third base. It's going to be an interesting way to see how those players react. With Dennis Pierce still not available for tonight's game, the bench only limited to Ellis Schwartz and Justin Felix. Those 2 guys. Felix obviously got the start last night at catcher. Ellis Schwartz got the start in Game 3 against Joliet, where he had a home run and a triple. That was the Papa John's pregame show. Thank you so much for joining us here as we near the first pitch. We'll take a short break, and when we're back, we'll get the national anthem, and then we'll get first pitch on this Wednesday evening version of Otters Baseball. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812 464 7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Wednesday evening baseball as the Evansville Otters will be coming to the plate first, facing off against the newly signed Julian Barenti. Barenti on the mound. Behind the plate is Jose Alvarez. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 or North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. As I mentioned, Barenti freshly off his season at Tennessee Wesleyan, where he had a 4.35 ERA, trying to help out this Gateway rotation that has struggled this week. Overall, the pitching staff has just not been good during this homestand, at least according to their ERA. During this 9-game homestand, as they are coming near the end of it, they do have a 320 batting average, a 357 batting average with runners in scoring position, but their pitchers, their starter ERA in particular, with an 8.29 ERA, Overall, as a team, a 7.86, 55 earned runs, and 63 innings pitched. Their relievers have almost outpitched innings-wise their starters, and that is not a formula for success. And hopefully the Otters can do some more of that today against this rookie pitcher. A couple of rookie pitchers. Anthony Patterson III, obviously a rookie as well. A couple of starts for him during his Evansville career. In his last appearance for Tennessee Wesleyan, he went 2 innings, gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. Did strike out 3 in that outing, but again, gave up those 2 runs. In his last start, it was all the way back on February 10th against IU Kokomo, where he went 5 2/3, gave up 4 runs, 3 of them earned, gave up 8 hits, walked 1, struck out 3. And now he is starting here for Gateway, trying to give them some length in this ball game. We're finishing the warm-ups. It's going to be David Mindom, the Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game. He'll be the first to meet him in this ball game. The Southpaw Barenti is going to have a tough matchup against this Otters offense because when Evansville is on, they are almost unstoppable no matter who's pitching out there. They have done damage against some of the best pitchers in the league, but they've also had games where they just haven't been able to push across runs. It felt like that last night was going to be one of those nights until that 7th inning where they just couldn't be stopped. So David Mindom awaiting, now stepping into the left-handed batter's box. Barenti at 6'1". A first pitch inside, almost got him, but Mindom gets out of the way, and he'll start ahead 1-0. Evansville in their gray jerseys this evening, with Gateway in their white jerseys with the Gateway script across the front. Mindom, the 1-0 pitch. That one catches the zone. It evens it up at 1-1. Mindom last night, 1 for 5, scored a couple of runs after he was hit by a pitch as well. That pitch goes high. Now it moves to 2-1. Different defense tonight for Gateway with Cole Brandon back in center field, Mateo in left, Victor Castillo over to right field. That one is hit back up the middle. It's one's going to be a sliding grab by Diaz, throw to first. That one is not in time because he did not drop the ball. Or he did drop the ball, I should say. Did not squeeze it. Because the first base umpire, Jacob Cackett, tonight did initially make an out call, but it was not brought in by the first baseman, DJ Stewart. A fantastic sliding play by Diaz to bring it in initially, but rushed the throw a little bit. Now Mindom's on first base with no one away. That one's going to go down as an infield single for Mindom, and with no one out, it's Graham Brown. 1 for 5 last night with a hard-hit ground rule double that scored a run. First pitch squared on a bunt, pulled it back. That one gets away from the catcher, Alvarez, and now Mindom's going to walk over to second base after that wild pitch. So once again, Evansville threatening here early in a game, and that's always been a good sign. When they can get runs early, that has been huge for them. That first pitch was low for a ball, and so Brown ahead 1-0. Barenti trying to make an first impression that goes the right way, but it's not off to a good start. The 1-0 pitch from Brown, or to Brown, runs low. Now it's a 2-0 count. See how Barenti does with a runner on base as the Otters are testing him early. The newly signed freshman. Next pitch, that one is a slow looper into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. Mindom had to wait to make sure it got through, so they'll hold him at third base. And now there are runners on corners with no one away for JT Benson to try to do some damage early. Brown went and got that one. Back-to-back singles Sandwiching a wild pitch now of runners on the corners with no one out, and it's JT Benson. He had a couple of hits last night for Evansville. Went 2 for 4 with a walk, scored a couple of runs. Did not record an RBI, but he's got a big RBI chance here. First pitch, takes it inside for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. JT enters with a 306 average. He's done a great job getting on base and finding gaps. That pitch runs outside. Now it's a 2-0 count. One of the 5 Otters hitters with a plus 500 slugging percentage. 2-0, runs outside. Now it's a 3-0 count with Pavin Parks awaiting on deck. Pavin last night went 3 for 4 with a walk and a couple of RBIs to his name. So the 3-0 pitch to Benson. He'll take that one for a strike as Brenti gets back into the count. Count moves to 3-1. Of those 5, 4 of them 23-year-olds for Evansville. 3-1, chopper towards the left side. The third baseman brings it in, toss to second for one. Throw to first, that one's not going to be time. It gets away from the first baseman, Stewart, but Benson will stay at first, and a run will come in to score. It's Paxton Wallace at third who made the initial play, a fielder's choice that does score a run. And the Otters with an early 1-0 lead here in this game. So now it's Pavin Parks with a runner at first and one away. A couple of throws there from the middle infield have gone a little bit wide. That one was a lot more wide than the first one, however. The other one was one that should have probably been squeezed by the first baseman, Stewart. Now with one away, first pitch to Parks, but first a check over at first of Benson. Nothing doing. Benson, a fantastic stolen base threat, a 9 for 11 on the year. Could easily try to take second base. Pavin Parks with the RBI double back in the first inning of game 1. Now another chance here in the first inning. Takes that one for a strike. He'll start behind 0-1. So now Parks awaits the 0-1 pitch. Pulled the string on him. Now he's behind 0-2. Already action in the Gateway bullpen. It's Bennett Stice warming up out there after this first inning has not gone the way Gateway wanted it to. So an 0-2 count to Pavin Parks. He delivers. That one is lifted high in the air towards center. On his way back is Brandon. A couple of feet in front of the track will bring it in. Benson will head back to first. And so now there are 2 away after that fly out. Now with 2 away, we'll see if the Otters want to send JT Benson. A 16% stolen base, caught stolen percentage, I should say, for Jose Alvarez behind the plate. So Jones enters this game. He also had 3 hits last night. He continues his hot June. That pitch taken for a ball. He'll start ahead 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. That one finds his own, evens it back up at 1-1. Jones has been fantastic, whether he's been in the 3-hole, 4-hole, 5-hole for Evansville. He's got a 1-1 count from Brenti. Launches that one just past the glove of Paxton Wallace. And another base hit's going to extend the inning to Keenan Taylor, who has been fantastic at hitting with runners in scoring position with 2 away. He's done it so well all year, and he's got a big spot here. Evansville already up 1-0 early in this game, 3 hits in this first inning. Had a double last night, as well as a couple of sac flies. Enters at .357 batting average. The The first pitch from the lefty Berenti. That one taken for a strike. He'll start behind 0-1. Taylor entering with a .389 average in June, which also includes a .736 slugging percentage. 0-1 ripped into left field, but it's snagged by the shortstop Diaz. And he'll steal a hit from Keenan Taylor, but the Otters still score one here in this first inning. They lead 1-0 as Anthony Patterson comes out to pitch. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and a 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
The Otters strike first. They're up 1-0, but now it's Gateway's turn to bat with their lineup. They'll face Anthony Patterson III, making his third appearance this year. Anthony Patterson III on the mound. Behind the plate tonight, Logan Brown. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So Patterson III looking to try to emulate more of that first start than he did the second start, the first start where he was essentially able to pick his spots against that Washington team, or against the Windy City team, I should say. Against Washington, it was a little bit more tough as he dealt with some struggling a little bit more with his position or pitch placement. But again, that third inning where he had a chance to get out of the inning, it just spiraled out of control when the Otters defense couldn't make a big play for him. He'll face against Gabe Holt to lead off this game. Holt last night has been a fantastic leadoff hitter for Gateway all year. He went 2 for 4 last night with a walk. And quick stoppage by the home plate umpire there. Was talking over to the right near the Gateway dugout. Now the first pitch for Patterson misses high and away, and he'll start behind Holt 1-0. Holt, a guy who just doesn't strike out. Did strike out once last night, but doesn't strike out a ton. Draws a ton of walks and just gets on base at the front of this Gateway lineup. So Patterson is set. He'll deliver from the windup. That one is a high chopper, but foul, and it'll even it up at 1-1. That went up at 92 miles per hour for Anthony Patterson. It's around where he was in his last couple of starts. Could get up to 93, 94 as the game wears on, I suppose. Now he's got a 1-1 count to Holt. That one's another chopped foul towards the left side. Back-to-back of those, and now he's behind 1-2. That one was down at 85 as he pulled the string a little bit. Holt entering with a .472 on-base percentage. Again, just gets on base a ton in front of this lineup. Now he'll call time as he tries to reset himself and work this at bat. The Otters managed 3 hits in that first inning, all of them singles. Got that one run to come across, did strand a couple of runners. The 1-2 pitch from Patterson just missed away, and count evens up at 2-2. So saying he gets up to 94. That one he gets up to 95. Reared back a little bit, but just couldn't find the placement for it. Far first base side of the rubber for Patterson the third. Now the windup, the 2-2. High fly ball into left center field. Brown over to it. So is Benson. Benson will call him off and bring it in for out number 1. So a great start for Patterson the third. Gets going the right direction, and with one away, it's Victor Castillo. Castillo enters with a .310 batting average, also a guy who gets on base a ton at a .425 on base percentage. His last 2 years with Gateway, he's had above a .400 OBP, combined a .413 OBP over these last 2 years. Played the back half of the year for Gateway and made a quick impression, and now he's an everyday starter for him this year. He's playing right field tonight. Patterson with one away here in this top of the first inning, winds up and delivers. That one finds his own for a strike, gets ahead 0-1. Looking good so far to start this outing for Anthony Patterson III, the former pitcher of Georgia Gwinnett College. The 0-1 backdoor breaker finds his own, and now he's ahead 0-2. Great couple of pitches to the 24-year-old out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Castillo played his final season of college ball with the New Orleans Privateers. We have .478 OBP. Also 10 home runs in that final senior season. Already has 7 home runs this year, only after only having 3 last year with Gateway. 0-2 count to Castillo. That one runs outside, and it will move to 1-2. After 2 short starts for Patterson III, does enter with a .1350 ERA, but we've seen him be fantastic in certain points of games. That's a high chopper towards second. Bauk will bring it on a hop, throw to first. It's a bang-bang play, but in time, as that will get the second hitter, Victor Castillo, out for 2 away in this inning. Next will be DJ Stewart, the first baseman. Last night went 2 for 4 with that 3-run shot that did all the damage on John Beamer. And that one was at 305 feet, but it counts all the same as all the others. Made that game a little bit more interesting last night, as it would cut the lead to 4, but that's where it would stay at. Now the first pitch pulled the string, got him out in front, and he's ahead 0-1. So Patterson off to a hot start tonight. Exactly what you want to see from the young kid, bouncing back in this start. Shakes off once, shakes off twice. Now he's ready. Winds up and delivers the 0-1 pitch. Chopper up the middle. Bauk dives for it, throws from his knees in the dirt, and was netted in time and got Stewart at first. What a play from Parks Bauk, and it ends the inning 1-2-3 for Anthony Patterson III. So Anthony Patterson III with a huge first inning. The Otters will head to bat in the second as they lead by 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Gateway wastes no time as they go to their bullpen already. It's Bennett Stice on the mound. Stice on the mound behind the plate. Jose Alvarez, that pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. So Stice entering for the starter Julian Barenti, only went 1 inning. And Stice enters in his 3rd appearance for Gateway. Enters with a 2.7 ERA and 3 1/3 innings pitched, given up 1 earned run, has not walked a batter and struck out 3. Out of Palmyra, Missouri. Just finished up his playing career at Lindenwood for the Lindenwood Lions of the OVC. And the first one to meet him here is going to be Logan Brown, the Otters catcher. They went through 6 batters in that first inning. So the long windup first pitch to Brown is taken low for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. So Bauk didn't take a lot of time making a name for himself after that fantastic diving play to end that first inning. That one is laced right to the first baseman, Stewart. He will bring it in and make the play himself for out number 1. So another hard hit out for Logan Brown. Feels like he's been hitting the ball hard all the time, but unfortunately just hasn't gone his way. Although it did a couple of times last night. And now it's J.J. Cruz entering the left-handed batter's box. Off his 3-for-4 night, 4 RBIs, including his 3-run home run that finished off the 7-run 6th inning. First pitch taken for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. His batting average up to 241. He has been on fire, especially during this road trip. A couple of home runs. He has the last 2 home runs for Evansville. And now the 0-1 pitch from Stice. Pulled the string, got out in front. Now he's at 0-2 of J.J. Cruz. Stice with Lindenwood in his final year made 17 appearances, only made 1 start, but did go 40 2/3 innings, so can give length out of the bullpen. They'll try to do that here. 0-2, runs too low, and count moved to 1-2. Now the 1-2 pitch from Stice. Cruz just threw his bat out there to foul it off, and we'll do it again. J.J. Cruz with 3 home runs on the season. They've all come in the month of June. 2 of them coming last week, one against Washington in the homestand, and then one against Joliet in the final game against Joliet. That one's a slow roller towards first. Stewart will bring it in, and he'll make his second play of the inning. And 2 quick outs for Bennett Stice here in his 3rd appearance. Next is the newest offensive Otter, Parks Bauk, making his first appearance of the year. Mentioned his fantastic career at Lipscomb University. Played 3 seasons there where he had a 398 OBP, had 17 home runs. First pitch swinging, comes up with nothing. He's behind 0-1. Made an appearance last night at 3rd base in the final inning. And now he's making his first plate appearance. That pitch stays high. Count moves to 1-1. Mentioned his fantastic plate discipline at Jackson during the summer ball this year. 15 walks to 3 strikeouts. Batting at the 9 hole. If he can set the top of the lineup for the Otters, that will be huge. 1-1 stays high. Count moves to 2-1. The 24-year-old out of Keller, Texas, in his first professional game. Now Stice, the 2-1 pitch. That one runs outside. Now it's 3-1. And now Stice in danger of walking his first batter during his professional career. Stice, a 4-year career at Lindenwood before joining Gateway this year. 3-1, fouled up and overhead. That's an overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And now Bauk with a full count, wearing number 1, the right-handed hitter. Playing second base tonight, J.J. Cruz from 2nd to 3rd, and a fantastic play to end the bottom of the 1st with a diving snag. Now the 3-2 pitch, low for ball 4, and he'll draw a walk in his first plate appearance. Picking up where he left off for Jackson with a walk. And now it's David Mendham back to the top of the lineup. He led off the first inning with a single. He would eventually come around to score on the J.T. Benson fielder's choice. Bauk over at first base, the newest Otter. When he was with Jackson, went 11 for 13 in stolen base attempts. So He has been stealing a lot of bases recently. First pitch, inside for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0, does Mendham. Although for college, didn't steal a ton, went 3 for 6 in his final season. Although his career numbers were at 22 for 27. Now Stice in the stretch for the first time. The 1-0, that's up the middle. The shortstop Diaz playing directly, but he's going to bobble it and no play over at first. He was playing up the middle for a perfect place, but couldn't handle it. Now there are runners at first and second with 2 away for this 2-out rally. An error from the Gateway Grizzlies shortstop Abdiel Diaz will extend the inning to Graham Brown. Brown followed Mendham's single with a single of his own back in the bottom or top of the first inning, and now in the second inning he's got an RBI opportunity. Graham Brown has been fantastic with 2 outs, 14 2-out RBIs this year. And now he's got runners at first and second with 2 away and a chance to extend this Otters 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. Stice sets and delivers. First pitch outside for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. Brown took a pitch up and away into right center field his first time up. Bauk at second. Mendham over at first. Now the 1-0 pitch to the Otters center fielder. Fouled that one off just out in front of it, and now count evens up at 1-1. Bauk over at second base, dancing a little bit, trying to get in the head of the pitcher Stice. Stice looked back there a couple of times before delivering the pitch to Graham Brown. Now Brown is set and ready for the 1-1 pitch as Stice now comes set. That pitch fouled that one off, and now it's a 1-2 count. Back-to-back pitches where Brown fouled off, just making contact a little bit out in front on that 83-mile-per-hour off-speed pitch. Brown, the 3-year veteran from while he was at Coastal Carolina. There's a couple of former teammates on this Grizzlies team. So Stice looks in, comes set. Now there's going to be called time from Graham Brown as he tries to reset himself and get into that rhythm of Stice that he's gotten to. We saw next pitch misses low, count moves to 2-2. We saw last night Tanner Garrison pitch an inning for Gateway, former teammate of Graham Brown at Coastal Carolina. Now a 2-2 count. Next pitch, hard hit towards second, brought in by Holt. He'll make the short toss to second in time for out number 3. So the Otters threaten with 2 away, but can't come up with anything. They still lead by 1 as we head to the bottom of the second inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Patterson III out there for another inning of work after he went 1-2-3 in the first. Got a fly out from Gabe Holt, then a ground out from Victor Castillo, and then another ground out from DJ Stewart after a fantastic play from the second baseman Parks Boyk. He will face the 4, 5, 6 hitters Paxton Wallace, Mark Schallenberger, and Jose Alvarez in this inning as he finishes his warm-up. Throw down to second, and we are ready for the second inning for Gateway. Wallace mentioned that he's dealt with some injuries so far this year, just making his 6th appearance of the season. Last night went 1 for 3. That one hit was a home run into the short porch out and right. See what he can do here today in his second game back from injury. The first pitch from Patterson, hard hit up the middle. Bauk is going to be able to turn on it. Long throw to first in the dirt. Mindham can't bring it in. Another tough play for Bauk, but he just couldn't get it up there in time. And now the leadoff runner on base for the Gateway Grizzlies here. That one will be awarded an infield single after it was a tough play from Bauk, but still incredible to get over there in time. So now it's Mark Schallenberger with a runner on in front of him. He also went 1 for 3 last night. He's also hit by a pitch as well. The 14th time he's been hit by a pitch. He has done that more than anyone would want to. So the left-handed hitter awaits the first pitch from Patterson III. He takes that one outside for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. See how Patterson III does out of the stretch tonight, if he can work through it. He's got to face the former Purple Ace and Mark Schallenberger. Quick check over at first, nothing doing for Wallace. Mark Schallenberger entering with a .461 on-base percentage, 6 home runs, 8 doubles, and a triple in his rookie year. He's got a 1-0 count. The next pitch fouled off on a line. Count evens up at 1-1. That one at 90 miles per hour. Schallenberger a little bit behind it. Last year with UE had a .514 OBP, ran into 17 home runs, 21 doubles for a .687 slugging percentage. That pitch, chopper towards second. Bauk will take it in. Short toss to second for 1. Throw to first. That one's a high throw, but in time for a Hoosier Lottery double play. So that infield single gets erased on a double play, and quickly there are 2 away here in the second inning. Some smooth defense between that middle infield, between Bauk and Pavin. The Parks middle infield. And with 2 away is the catcher, Jose Alvarez. So Patterson III, the first pitch outside for a ball, starts behind 1-0. Saw him be able to work some double plays in his last outing. Did Patterson III, did it in the second inning of his last outing, and almost had another one in the third inning that would have got him out of that inning. 1-0 pitch is chopped foul to the right. Count evens up at 1-1. Alvarez coming off his 2 for 5 night last night. Also did have an RBI. 1-1. Swing and a miss for Alvarez. Count moves to 1-2. See him pull his front foot out whenever he goes to swing for those low pitches. He's willing to move that front foot. Saw it last night whenever he went on a pitch that was far outside the zone to push it into right field for a single. The 1-2, swing and a miss for strike 3. His first German-American Bank strikeout of the night for Patterson III, and he goes 1-2-3 once again after the double play and the strikeout swinging. He's through 2 clean. We head to the third with the Otters coming up to plate. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
Bennett Stice out there for another inning of work after he worked a scoreless second inning after he replaced the starter Julian Berenti. Berenti gave up a run in that first inning. And now Stice came on, worked a clean second inning, although did give up a walk and one runner reached via the air with two away to threaten, but Evansville, at the end of the day, could not push across a run. But they do lead 1-0 as we head to the top of the third inning. It will be JT Benson, Paven Parks, and LJ Jones to meet Stice here for his second inning. Berenti finished the night facing 6 batters, allowing 3 hits, only allowed 1 run to score, limited the damage in that first inning. Evansville has already stranded 4 runners in the first 2 innings, and you hope that's not a sign of things to come in this ballgame. So Stice from the windup, the first pitch taken for a strike on the outside corner, and Benson starts behind 0-1. Benson reached via the fielder's choice and also allowed a runner to score, that being Benson. In his first at bat, that pitch misses low. Count evens up at 1-1. Benson, the former Louisville Cardinal, awaiting the 1-1 pitch. Hard fly ball into center field. Back on his Branson, just in front of the track, and will bring it in on the run for out number 1. So a couple of hard hit balls out to center field have resulted in nothing, and with 1 away, it's Paven Parks. He also flew out to center field his first time up. It was a hard hit ball to center that stayed short. That wind, not super hefty right now, but is blowing in. Saw earlier in the day during batting practice a very heavy wind blow in, and even drew some rain here just outside of St. Louis. Now the first pitch to Parks takes that one for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. A toasty 88 degrees as we near the sunset. That pitch took some off of it, and now Paven Parks behind 0-2. Like I said, had some rain there that was a little bit nice of a reprieve from the heat, but the sun is back out and it's hot on the field. Parks, the power hitting lefty, the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball into left, not particularly deep. It's Mateo that will move over to his right and bring it in for out number 2. Next is LJ Jones. He had a hard hit single in the first inning. Now here in the third inning, trying to keep this third inning alive. Jones entering play with a 400 June's batting average. First pitch swinging, fouls that one off, he's behind 0-1. Doesn't mind swinging at that first pitch if it's a nice one. 3 home runs, 4 doubles, and 26 hits during his 85 at-bats during June. 0-1 pitch, hard hit into center, but it's going to float up there, and Brandon will come in a little bit and bring it in for out number 3. So 3 flyouts for Evansville in this inning. They go down 1-2-3 as we head to the bottom of the third. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
Patterson III, through 2 innings, has faced the minimum 6. He did give up a hit, but erased that on a double play. That hit was an infield single. And now he faces the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Edwin Mateo, Abdiel Diaz, and Cole Brannon. So he tries to keep up this fantastic outing so far. Obviously just 2 innings through, but looked more like what he looked like in the first outing rather than the second outing. He's limited base runners, and when he's gotten them on, obviously the double play from Bauk to Parks to Mendham was able to erase that infield single. Saw Mateo pitch an inning last night. He was throwing it up at 78, 79 miles per hour. He also went 1 for 3 with an RBI. That hit was a double. It was a hard hit double down the third baseline. The first baseline, rather. That bounced into the stands as the backside of foul territory kind of cuts into a very short area down the corners of foul territory. First pitch, rocket, but foul, and he'll start behind 0-1. Very similar to what he did last night when he doubled. It was a rocket that he was out in front of. Patterson III took a little bit off of that one as he threw it in at 83 miles per hour. And now the 0-1 pitch from the Otters starter. Backdoor just didn't break enough, and count evens up at 1-1. Mateo entering with a .294 batting average in the left-handed batter's box. The 1-1 pulled the string, got him out in front. Now he's at 1-2. Now he'll call time. Mateo, the one of 2 switch hitters in this lineup. He's followed by another switch hitter, Abdiel Diaz. The Otters with no lefty relievers. The 1-2 pitch misses low and in. Count evens up at 2-2. Mateo, the 26-year-old out of Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. In his second year with Gateway, played 2 seasons with Sussex County back in 22 and 23. The 2-2, he fouls that one off and he'll stay alive. Went down to get that one to stay alive. Count still at 2-2. Mateo spent 5 seasons with the Dodgers minor league system. He's played 4 years with independent ball. Now the next 2-2 pitch. Flare into right center field. It's going to drop in front of Brown. He will cut it off and keep Mateo to a single, but another leadoff single for Gateway to lead off this third inning. So next it's going to be Abdiel Diaz, as for the second straight inning, Patterson's going to have to try to work through a leadoff single. Again, another one that wasn't particularly hard hit, but just found the open grass. Now it's Diaz, only his 8th game of the year. Last night, 0 for 4, was held hitless. First pitch just outside for a ball. He'll start behind 1-0. There were 10 strikeouts in the Gateway lineup last night to only 6 for Evansville. The 1-0 finds his own, evens it up at 1-1. Diaz, as I mentioned, the second of 2 switch hitters in this lineup. 1-1 in the dirt, stopped by Logan Brown, kept it in front of him. Count moves to 2-1. Diaz, the 30-year-old veteran of this Gateway squad in his 5th season, after playing 86 games for him last year, only 7 so far to begin this season. He's got a 2-1 count. That one just past the glove of Bauk. And now back-to-back singles. That runner will stay at second. Mateo will stay there. So back-to-back singles will start the inning. Have runners at first and second with no one out for the center fielder, Cole Brandon. That one was hard hit, just past where Bauk was. And now Brandon has a chance to try to answer for Gateway as they still trail 1-0 here in this bottom of the 3rd inning. Patterson III looked great through 2. He's giving up back-to-back hits to see how he works through it. He looks into Brown and he comes set. Cruz is in at third base. He does square around a bunt, pops it up, but behind, and it's just going to be a foul ball. So no 1 count as Brandon squared a bunt on that one on a sacrifice situation. Cruz was ready for it the first time. He's still ready for it now. And an 0-1 count. Brandon does have some speed. Now the 0-1, he squares again. That one runs low, evens it up at 1-1. So Patterson III trying to, some way, even if he does bunt here, keep those runners where they're at. If he can get them to pop it up or potentially even strike out trying to bunt. Patterson III set. Mindom way in over at first now. Bunts that one right to Mindom. He's going to decide from third now, go back to first, and get Brandon over at first. So Mindom thought about going to third, but decided he was not going to be able to make that play. Runners do advance from first and second to second and third after that sac bunt. And with 1 away, it's Gabe Holt. Mindom was ready for it, but just not enough time to get that runner at third. Now it's Gabe Holt. He flew up to left his first time up. Patterson back in the windup. The first pitch into Holt. Just outside for a ball. He'll start behind 1-0. So now Patterson III has to work through some traffic in this inning. Tying run at third, go-ahead run at second. 1-0 pitch fouled up and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. And now with a 1-1 count to Holt. He went down 1-2 in the last at bat before fouling off a couple of pitches, drew a ball, and did end up flying out to left, but that fly out would probably be deep enough to score, the runner from third being Mateo. The 1-1 just misses. Count moves to 2-1. That one at 93 for Patterson III is looks good, especially out of the windup. Now the 2-1 to Holt. Backdoor didn't bend enough. Now it's a 3-1 count. With that base open, could end up walking him. It would allow the force to be at any place, open up the double play. The 3-1 count just misses outside for ball 4, so it will be a walk. But now the bases are loaded with 1 away. There's a force at every plate. And we'll see how Patterson III tries to work through this one. Double play is active. We saw a double play in the last inning. Now it's Victor Castillo, who grounded out to second base in his first at-bat. If he can do that again, potentially allows for the double play. So Patterson III trying to work through this trouble. The first pitch, high fly ball, drifting into foul territory towards the third baseline, towards the Otters dugout. It's going to get out of play, and he'll start behind 0-1. Otters still lead 1-0, but Gateway threatening here in the bottom of the third inning with the bases loaded and only one away. So now Patterson the third, ready, the 0-1. That's a number to the shortstop Parks, but he can't bring it in. It's going to get past him. One run's going to score. They're going to wave in the second runner, and Benson's not even going to make the throw. And 2 runs are going to come in to score after a Pavin Parks mishap. That is an unfortunate play for Pavin, who's been so sure-handed at short. And it's oh so familiar, as it's not the first time this has happened for Patterson the third. They're going to mark it as an E5, or E6, I should say. Pavin Parks at short. First pitch into Stewart is taken for a strike, starts ahead of him 0-1. So at this point, all I have to do is reset and look forward. It's a play that you really want your shortstop to make, who's been so good over there. Now Patterson the third going to have to work through it. He's got an 0-1 count to the first baseman, DJ Stewart. Fouled that one off. Now Stewart behind 0-2. At this point, after what we saw in the last outing for Patterson the third, you just want to make sure this doesn't unravel like it did last time. But he's got an 0-2 count to DJ Stewart here. Only one away. Runners at first and second. 0-2 towards third. J.J. Cruz will take it himself to third. Throw across the diamond to first in time for another Hoosier Lottery double play. His second double play turn for Evansville for Patterson the third. A 5-3 double play, and that's going to end the inning. Gateway does get 2 across, both of them being unearned to Patterson the third. And we'll head to the fourth. Otters trailing 2-1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
We head to the top of the fourth inning. Otters now playing from behind for the first time in this series. They trail 2-1 after 2 runs coming to score in that third inning. It was the play up the middle that went as an E5 or E6 on Pavin Parks. Allowed 2 runs to score, one of those being earned. You can't assume a double play on Patterson the third, but a tough one for Evansville. But now they'll have to fight from behind. It's Keenan Taylor, Logan Brown, and J.J. Cruz to meet him. J.J. Cruz with that fantastic 5-3 double play, taking that one in, tagging third base, and throw over to first to end the last inning. Evansville has done a good job fighting from behind plenty of times this season. We'll see if they can do it here. First pitch from the pitcher, Stice, is taken low and away for a ball, and Taylor starts ahead 1-0. So Stice came in after Berenti only went 1 inning, gave 3 hits and 1 run, and now Stice has looked good through 2. That pitch runs outside for a ball, and now it's 2-0. We'll see how he pitches with a lead now, as hasn't pitched with the lead yet in this game. The 2-0 pitch. That one just catches the corner for a strike. Makes it 2-1. Taylor trying to get this inning started for Evansville. Did it last night with a leadoff double in an inning. Now the 2-1. Just catches the zone. Taylor didn't think it was a strike. Now it's even up at 2-2. That's a tough one for Taylor. Nice to battle behind, even up at 2-2. He stranded a couple runners with a hard line out to short his first at-bat. 2-2, he bloops it into right field. It's going back to the track for Castillo, but Castillo will bring it in for out number 1. That one was not a very hard hit, but if you want to know the dimension of this field, that sent Castillo all the way back to the track. And with one away, it's Logan Brown, who grounded out hard to first base in his first at-bat. Brown enters 0 for 1. That one is a flare into center field. Brandon will come in on it and bring it in for out number 2, as that's quickly 2 away here in this inning. It's now 6 straight set down for Stice. Now it's J.J. Cruz, the home run hitter last night, 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs. He also grounded out to third in his first at-bat. He was the second one to face Bennett Stice. Squares on the bunt, pulls it back inside for a ball, starts ahead 1-0. The third baseman, Wallace, playing a little, he wasn't playing super deep, but deep enough for Cruz to want a bunt. Now he's got his feet just past the infield grass. That pitch swung through that one, fouled it off. Now count evens up at 1-1. That one got fouled off the catcher Alvarez as he will walk a little bit, and the home plate umpire Michael Beaver, Michael Green rather, walks the ball out to the pitcher Stice to give Alvarez some time. And now Green is back behind the plate. Cruz is ready. Stice on the mound, the far first base side of the rubber, the 1-1. Cruz stuck his bat out there, fouled it off. Now he's behind 1-2. Cruz took a 2-strike pitch and sent it into right field last night. Now he's got a 1-2 pitch. Fouls that one off. He'll stay alive. Cruz has been a free swinger all year, entering with just 5 walks on the season, but he's done a great job at hitting the ball hard and getting hits as of late. He's pushed his average up to 241 on the season. Has 3 home runs. The next 1-2, high pop-up towards the right side of the infield, now carrying a little bit to shallow right field. The second baseman, Holt, will bring it in for out number 3, so another 1-2-3 inning for Stice. He has slowed down this Otters bats. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and a 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and More can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Anthony Patterson III out there for his 4th inning of work. Worked 2 straight 1-2-3 innings in the 1st and 2nd inning, and then had some traffic there in the third. Got a slow roller to short with the bases loaded that Paven couldn't bring in and allowed 2 to score, only one of them being earned, and then worked a double play from the first baseman DJ Stewart to end the inning with only giving up 2 runs. The Otters still trailing 2-1 as we are in the bottom of the 4th inning. He'll face Paxton Wallace, Mark Schallenberger, and then Jose Alvarez in this 4th inning. Wallace reached via the infield single in his first time up. Schallenberger grounded into a double play, and Alvarez struck out swinging all back in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Patterson III is working his longest outing of the year, as he only went 3 innings in his first outing, and then 2 1/3 in his second outing. Now he is ready as he is set and delivers the first pitch to Wallace. First pitch taken low for a ball. He'll start ahead 1-0. Patterson at 43 pitches on the night. Now the 1-0 finds his own, evens it back up at 1-1. Not afraid to use those off-speed pitches to get back into counts. Did it there. Now a 1-1 count from Patterson III. Just runs low, evens it up, or makes it 2-1. Patterson III out of Georgia Gwinnett. The 2-1 outside for a ball makes it 3-1. The 3-1 high chopper, but that one's going to go foul as it makes it a full count. So now Patterson III takes some time as he gets back onto the mound. Only 5 seconds on the pitch clock. Now he's set and delivers from the windup. The 3-2 hard towards Bauk. Snags it at second. Short throw to first in time for a quick out number 1. That was a hard hit ball, but right to Bauk, and did a great job reading it. And with 1 away, it is Mark Schallenberger. Patterson III, not averse to pressure. He pitched 7 innings in a playoff game against Tennessee Wesleyan, pitched 7 shutout innings in his final appearance with Georgia Gwinnett. That was against Tennessee Wesleyan, who the starter Julian Barenti went to, but of course he only pitched an inning. Now it's Stice that he's going up against. First pitch to Schallenberger, runs outside, and he'll start behind him 1-0. So good to get that first out after dealing with some traffic there in the last inning. Get the leadoff batter out, potentially, at least hopefully, continue to do the same here against Schallenberger. The 1-0 finds his own, evens it back up at 1-1. It has been fantastic 3 innings from Stice, who has shut down this Otters offense. Patterson III trying to answer that with a scoreless inning here. 1-1, just misses outside. Now it makes it 2-1. The Otters with a fairly straight-up infield for Schallenberger. Bauk is playing into the outfield over at second base. That pitch just misses outside. Now it's 3-1. Not too deep into the outfield, just a little bit out there, as Schallenberger likes to pull just a little bit. Now the 3-1 pitch. Fouls that one off, and he'll run full once again. The second straight full count here for Patterson III. Patterson III, for multiple games, went over 100 pitches for Georgia Gwinnett this year. The home plate umpire, Michael Green, walking out a ball out there. Schallenberger fouled that one off himself, so giving him time. 1 error for both sides. Both these teams relatively good defensive teams. Gateway had not committed an error in the last 5 games before tonight. The 3-2 pitch just misses for ball 4. So a one-out walk will give a runner for Jose Alvarez, who is the lone strikeout victim of Anthony Patterson III tonight. So now Patterson III has to work through some traffic again, and we'll see what he can do in this at-bat. He's gotten these gateway hitters to ground into multiple double plays tonight. First pitch, Schallenberger's running. That one is a fly ball, caught for 1. It was a chopper where the second baseman, Bauk, brought it in, tagged Schallenberger, who was stealing, got him out at second, then threw it to first in time for a Hoosier Lottery double play. Parks Bauk is showing out on the defensive end as he does it there again. A 4-3 double play to end the 4th inning. We'll head to the 5th. The Otters trailing by 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCASA.com.
So the Otters come to bat in the 5th inning. They trail by 1, but some slick defense from Parks Bauk to end that last inning. A couple of fantastic plays from him on the night already in his debut over at second base. And after that fantastic play, he will lead it off here in this 5th inning, this Buffalo Wild Wings 5th inning, and it's back at Buffalo Wild Wings. All you can eat wings and fries, Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. That's right, all the wings and fries you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional wings. So get all the heavy hitters together and head to Buffalo Wild Wings Mondays through Thursdays for a limited time. Dine and only at either Evansville location, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road for details. First pitch is a strike to Bauk, as he'll start behind 0-1. He has played some fantastic second base so far tonight. That pitch outside, no, called strike 2. Late call there by Green. And now he's behind 0-2. He drew a walk in his first at-bat. The 0-2 fouled off, and we'll do it again. Now called time as Bauk tries to reset himself. It's Bauk, then the top of the lineup. He's trying to set the table with a base runner. The next 0-2 pitch from Stice. He throws his bat out there and fouls it off, and we'll do it again. So a great battle here from Bauk. Bauk in the right-handed batter's box, his first start for the Otters this year. Waiting the next 0-2 pitch from Stice. That one runs outside, now makes it 1-2. So another good battle from him here. He drew a full count walk in his first at-bat against Stice. The 1-2, he fouls that one off and he stays alive once again. Looks like he's going to call time and get some pine tar for his bat. He had his hand slip after that one. So now with that Pine Tar on his back, another 1-2 pitch from Stice. Down misses low. It evens up at 2-2. So Bout continuing to battle. He's just sitting there in the box, already still in his crouch. An open stance for Bout in the right-handed batter's box. The 2-2 pitch. Chopper towards third. It's going to be the shortstop who takes it. Abdiel Diaz, long throw to first in the dirt in time for out number 1. Great play from the shortstop Diaz to cut down Bauk. With one away, it's the Edward Jones leadoff batter of the game, David Mendham. He has reached both times, a single in the first, reached via the air in the second, and now tries to get these Otters bats going as they trail 2-1 here in the top of the 5th inning. First pitch swinging, he comes up with nothing. He's behind 0-1. Mendham last year, a fantastic hitter in this Otters lineup. Watches that one for a ball, evens it up at 1-1. Missed time this year due to that injury he suffered in Mississippi. But since he's been back, he's continued where he left off, where he's just been able to get on base at a high rate. The 1-1 outside, now it moves to 2-1. And this is the battle you can expect from Mendham. Just gets on base for Evansville. He's got a 2-1 count. High pop-up into the infield. And Diaz will bring it in for out number 2. That one jammed him. As that broke his bat. And now with 2 away, it's Graham Brown, as Stice has been unhittable in these last 3 innings. Stice still not allowed a hit overall. He has allowed a walk and a runner reached via the air, but that is it. That is the only thing against him so far. But now it's Graham Brown. First time against him, grounded out to second base. That one is a rocket into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. First pitch hit for Graham Brown, his second hit of the day. And with 2 away, it's going to extend the inning to J.T. Benson, looking for his first hit of the game. Benson also not afraid to swing at the first pitch. See if Stice leaves it over the plate for him. Benson, the lone RBI that he got on the fielder's choice. The first pitch taken for a strike, just catches the corner. He's behind 0-1. The 23-year-old out of Louisville, Kentucky, played 3 seasons for his hometown Cardinals. Trying to extend this 5th inning for Evansville. That was rocketed into left field. Back on it is the left fielder, Mateo, and he can't get it. It's off the wall. Brown rounding third. He's going to send him home as Mateo struggles out with it, and the Otters are going to tie this game in the 5th inning on a J.T. Benson rocket double. Mateo initially went in on it, but then it kept carrying over his head, went off the double wall out and left. And the Otters have tied this game 2-2 here in the 5th inning. And they're still threatening with a runner on second and 2 away, and it's Pavin Parks. So Benson with both RBIs in this ball game for Evansville. Stice, after setting down 10 straight Otters, has allowed back-to-back hits, a single, and then that hard double off the left field wall. And now a mound visit from the pitching coach. Catcher out there. Now the shortstop Diaz out there to talk a little bit. Now the home plate umpire Michael Green out there to break it up. Stice is going to have to come after Pavin Parks now. Parks a couple of flyouts, 1 to center, 1 to left. Back-to-back hits for the Otters have tied this game. And Pavin Parks with a runner out in second, trying to give them the lead. He's looking for his first hit of the game after last night. Went 3 for 4 with a walk. 2 RBIs last night for him. The first pitch from Stice. Outside for a ball. He's ahead 1-0. We've seen Benson rocket balls out there to left center before, and that one might have been his hardest hit of the year. That was laced off the bat. Now Parks with a 1-0 count awaits. High fly ball into left field. Over on it is Castillo to the track, and he will bring it in on the track for out number 3. But the Otters tie it up with back-to-back hits from Graham Brown and JT Benson. We are tied at 2 as we head to the 5th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Now Patterson III out there. This game tied a brand new ball game for Evansville. And he is out there for another inning of work, and all you can eat wings and fries are back at Buffalo Wild Wings. That's right, Monday through Thursday, now including traditional wings. All the fries and wings you can eat with your favorite sauce, just $19.99 for boneless and $24.99 for traditional. Monday through Thursday for a limited time, dine in only. Visit either Evansville locations, 5405 Pearl Drive and 715 North Green River Road, for details. So Patterson III has done a great job. He's also forced 3 double plays, including some fantastic defense from his second baseman, Parks Bauk, in his debut. He has looked fantastic over there at second base, and he will face the left fielder Edwin Mateo to lead off this inning. Mateo led off the 3rd inning with a single. He eventually came around to score on the Gabe Holt, who reached via the air. First pitch in there for a strike. He'll start behind 0-1. I scratched that. Gabe Holt walked. It was Castillo who reached via the air. The 0-1 in there. No. Just missed inside. Evens up at 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch, chopper towards first, but that one's going to go foul. Great play by the first base coach over there. Count moves to 1-2. Some great fight from this Otters squad. Both of those hits coming with 2 outs in the last inning. That pitch misses low, evens up at 2-2. So now Patterson the third with a 2-2 chop towards second, but it's going to get past Bauk. And a leadoff single once again for Edwin Mateo. And the Gateway Grizzlies trying to reenact what they did in the 3rd inning where they put 2 runs on the board. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Otters tied with Gateway at 2. But a leadoff single, and the Gateway Grizzlies are trying to threaten here. Next is Abdiel Diaz, who also singled back in the 3rd inning. First pitch swinging, he fouls that one off, and he's behind 0-1. The Otters have moved around quite a bit with their defensive lineups. Benson in left field for the second straight night. LJ Jones out in right field with that short porch. Cruz moving from second to third with Bauk over at second base as that pitch runs inside, evens it up at 1-1. And Bauk has proven that that was the right choice, at least for him at second base with how well he's played. And Cruz, so far in this game, even though with limited opportunities, he has played a fantastic third base. Throw to first, throw a little bit wide, so no chance to make the play. Mention that Diaz, his 5th year as a Gateway Grizzly. The pitch, runner goes. That one is fouled off. So runner will have to go back, and now it's a 1-2 count. Maybe a hit and run situation there. Mateo is 2 for 6 on the year in stolen base attempts, which would indicate it's more of a hit and run situation. Diaz, his 8th game of the year, trying to get this inning going here for Gateway. The 1-2 up the middle. Bauk dives but can't bring it in. And Mateo's going to go from first to third, throw into third. That one is in time. He's out at third base. Great throw in from Graham Brown to cut that runner down from going from third. Diaz does take second base. So with one away and a runner at second, it leads to Cole Brandon. But a fantastic play from Graham Brown to get the first out of the inning. Huge for Evansville. Bauk with the dive attempt as well. He almost got that play. It just went under his glove. And then Brown not giving up on the play and getting that runner trying to extend, go from first to second. So Brandon up at the plate. He sacked bunted his last time up. He's got a runner at second with one away. First pitch just misses outside for a ball, and he'll start behind 1-0. Brandon in his 38th game for Gateway this year enters with a .234 batting average, a .345 on base percentage. Drawn 20 walks on the year, but has 38 strikeouts. The 1-0 pitch swung through that one, and it evens it up at 1-1. Brandon does have 4 home runs, 5 doubles, and a triple in this 2025 season. The 1-1 pitch, low for a ball, now it moves to 2-1. Brown will ask for a new baseball and give it over to Patterson III. Brandon, the former second-round pick of the Boston Red Sox in 2017, in his 3rd season with Gateway, joined back in 2023. Also spent some time with Florence that season. Now the 2-1 pitch just misses low, and now it's a 3-1 count. Been trying to use that bottom part of the zone, but hasn't been getting those calls down low. Base open at first with a runner at second and only one away, but top of the lineup is looming. Now time called by Brandon as he will reset himself. The 26-year-old out of Macon, Georgia. Spent 4 seasons with the Red Sox. That pitch checked his swing. Did he go? He did, says the third base umpire, Matt Beaver. And now we have a full count. That pitch got Brandon out in front. Now it's a full count. We'll see what Patterson III wants to do. Again, that base open over at first. 3-2, runs low for ball 4. And so now a walk. Put runners at first and second with only one away for the top of the Grizzlies lineup, and Gabe Holt. Now Brown will go out and talk with his pitcher, trying to settle him down and try to help him work through this traffic once again. Holt 0 for 1 on the day, did drew a walk in his last at bat in the 3rd inning. That was the walk that loaded the bases, still no one in on that inning. Followed by Victor Castillo, who reached via the error, a high chopper to Pavin, who couldn't bring it in. The Otters, the final game in the Central Division, still in play. Mentioned the other two games earlier. Florence beating Windy City and Washington beating Lake Erie. First pitch outside for a ball, and Patterson the third starts behind Holt 1-0. Tri-City now beating Ottawa 7-0 in the ninth inning. Quebec over Three Rivers 10-2. Joliet's beating Schaumburg 7-0. So Joliet using that momentum from the Otters series against Schaumburg now. And quick check over at second. He'll throw it back, but nothing doing. So that's one disengagement. The scoreboard identical for both teams. 2 runs, 5 hits, 1 error for each side. But Gateway threatening here in the 5th inning. The Otters still no action in their bullpen. That pitch swung on that one, and he fouled it off, evens it up at 1-1. Mentioned that this is easily the longest outing for Patterson the third. Trying to keep it at a 2-2 tie here in the 5th inning. The 1-1 pitch outside and high, and now it's a 2-1 count. That's 73 pitches in this outing for Patterson III, the most pitches he's thrown in an outing. Again, earlier in the year, he's gone over 100 for Georgia Gwinnett. And now a 2-1 count to Holt. Chopped it foul off himself, and it's evening up at 2-2. Home plate umpire once again, Michael Green, heading out as he'll walk that ball out to give Holt some time. Mentioned that Holt with a .472 on-base percentage to start the year. Played 2 seasons with the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Had a .409 OBP in his senior season there. Was drafted in the 7th round by the Milwaukee Brewers in 2019. Spent 3 seasons in their minor league system before joining Biloxi of the American Association, or I should say, played his final season with Milwaukee with Biloxi, their AA. The 2-2 threw his bat out there just inside the third base line. It's going to get through. 1 run's going to come in to score. Benson's going to play it. He's going to throw it in. They're going to hold the runner at third. So runners will be at first and second with 1 away as Gateway has taken the lead back here in the 5th inning. Holt just barely got his bat out there and just barely kept it fair, but a huge double for Gateway to give them the lead, and they're still threatening here in the 5th inning. Next is going to be Victor Castillo, as Patterson III is going to have to do some work to try to keep this deficit at 1. Runners at second and third, only 1 away. Castillo 0 for 2 on the day. Infield playing in. First pitch. High and away for ball 1, and he'll start behind another batter. So Patterson III gave up 2 runs in the 3rd inning, worked a clean 4th, and now has given up a run here in the 5th. From the windup, the 1-0 pitch. Swing through that one, did Castillo, and now count evens up at 1-1. Took a little bit off of that one at 87 miles per hour. Castillo trying to extend this Gateway lead. The 1-1 pitch just missed inside. Now it's a 2-1 count. Bit of a tight zone for the home plate umpire, Michael Green, here. Now the 2-1 pitch from Patterson III. Chopped foul, and now it evens it up at 2-2. So he's got another batter at 2 strikes, does Patterson III. One trying to get a huge out number 2 while keeping that runner at third. Good speed on the base paths. Brandon at third, Holt at second. Infield still in for the most part. Mendham is playing a little bit further back than everyone else. Now the next 2-2 pitch. Throws his bat out there and fouls it off. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So the count still at 2-2 for Castillo, the second-year player for Gateway out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. The 2-2 pitch. Nubber to Parks. He'll bring it in. He'll make the throw to third. That one's in time for a double play. A Hoosier Lottery double play. A base running mistake from Cole Brannon as he was too far off the third base. And another double play for Evansville. So Evansville does give up the lead. They give up one, but they only trail by one as we head to the sixth inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
Gateway goes to the bullpen once again. It'll be Alvary de los Santos on the mound behind the plate. The catcher, Jose Alvarez, that pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Greenville Road, or call 812-475-9000. De Los Santos enters after Stice gives up a run in the fifth inning. Gateway responded with a run in the fifth of their own. They lead 3-2 as we head to the sixth. The Otters going to have to fight from behind once again. De Los Santos enters with an 8.44 ERA and 9 appearances. He's currently on a 1 2/3 inning scoreless streak. His last appearance against Mississippi, he went an inning and a third, didn't give up a run. But in the outing against Schaumburg back on June 18th, he went an inning, gave up 4 hits, 6 runs, walked 2, and struck out 1. The Otters, after last night, putting a beating on the reliever Alec Whaley, will try to do it again here on Alvary de los Santos. LJ Jones, the first to meet him. De Los Santos works quick, first pitch, low for a ball, and Jones will start ahead 1-0. De Los Santos still working quick. The 1-0 pitch misses low. Now it's a 2-0 count. De Los Santos, next pitch, swung and missed for Jones. Even moves the count to 2-1. De Los Santos showing he likes to work quick here. Now taking his time a little bit more. Now from the windup, the 2-1 in the dirt, way in front of the plate. Now it's a 3-1 count. De Los Santos started the year as a starter, made 7 starts in his 9 appearances. Now the 3-1 pitch to Jones, swung on that one, fouled it off, and now it's a full count. Played last year with Gateway, pitched to a 3.42 ERA in 23 appearances. Made 4 starts that year. Difference this year, walks have been up. A 5.3 walks per 9 rate this year compared to a 3.6 walk per 9 rate last year. 3-2, got him swinging on that one. The first strikeout of the night on the side of Gateway. One strikeout on either side, and with one away, it's Keenan Taylor. Haven't really seen strikeouts all night tonight. One by Patterson, now one by Alvary de los Santos, after the first two pitchers did not record one. Now it's Keenan Taylor. He's 0 for 2, but his last one, both of his at-bats were close to being hits. The first one was a hard line out to short that a impressive leaping grab from Diaz took away a hit, and his second at-bat, he threw his bat out there and pushed it out to right, and it went all the way to the wall. First pitch, taken high for a ball. He starts ahead 1-0. De Los Santos started Jones at a 3-1 count before bringing him back for a strikeout. Now he starts behind Taylor 1-0. Next pitch in there for a strike, evens it up at 1-1. Stice ended the night with 4 innings pitched, gave up 2 hits, 1 earned run, walked 1, didn't strike at anybody. 1-1, high pop-up, going to stay in the infield. Right side, the second baseman Holt is going to bring it in for out number 2. So now 2 quick outs for De Los Santos. He'll face the catcher Logan Brown. Brown with a couple of doubles last night. Went 2 for 6, but he's 0 for 2 on the day. A hard ground out to first in his first at-bat back in the second inning, and then a fly out to center his last time up. First pitch, catches the zone for a strike. He'll start behind 0-1. That one at 90 miles per hour for De Los Santos. The 0-1 outside for a ball evens it up at 1-1. We're 2 outs through the top of the 6th inning. The Otters trailing 3-2. Jumped out in front early. 2 runs in the 3rd, gave Gateway the lead, then both teams scoring a run in the 5th. The Otters trailing by 1. 1-1 pitch, pulled the string, got him out in front. Count moves to 1-2. The product of the University of Southern Indiana awaiting in the left-handed batter's box. Chopper towards second. To be brought in by Holtz. He'll make the throw over to first in time for out number 3. So the Otters go down 1-2-3. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th. Otters still trailing by 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
They'll send Anthony Patterson III out there for another inning of work. He looks to try to work through 6 innings as the Otters trailing 3-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. He will face DJ Stewart, Paxton Wallace, Mark Schallenberger, and then Jose Alvarez. This is a part of the lineup he's had good success against so far tonight. Trying to do it once again. This is the 3rd time this part of the lineup has faced him. Holt, in his 3rd time against him, doubled, and then Castillo popped out to shortstop. A base running mistake from Cole Brandon ended the last inning before Gateway could put any real damage against Patterson III. He's worked through a little bit of traffic, but he's done well, only giving up 2 earned runs, 3 total runs in this outing. He has walked 3, given up 6 hits, but he has managed to keep Evansville in this ball game. He's also forced 4 double plays from Gateway. So DJ Stewart, the Waiting the first pitch from Patterson the third. That one is lifted into center field. Brown on his way to his right will bring it in for a quick out number one. That means Paxton Walls to the plate. He is 1 for 2. His single was a infield single. Wallace into the right-handed batter's box. That was the 82nd pitch of the night for Anthony Patterson the third. First pitch, high, pop up towards right. Jones on his way back. Now in a little bit, a couple of feet in front of the track, and we'll bring it in for 2 outs now. 2 outs, 2 pitches. And now it's Mark Schallenberger who will step into the left-handed batter's box. And we'll see if he takes the first pitch here to extend this inning to at least more than 3 pitches. Looks like there's something holding it up. And now Schallenberger will make his way to the plate. And we're going to have time called by Schallenberger to take time here after 2 pitches have recorded 2 outs for Patterson here in the 6th inning. So the first pitch from Patterson the third in there. No, low for a ball. That one just low. Again, that low part of the plate not been given super consistently to Patterson the third. Now the 1-0 pitch inside. It's going to hit Schallenberger once again. Who else? The 15th time he's been hit this year. The 2nd time he's been hit this week. Or I should say this week in this series. And now a 2-out base runner will extend the inning to Jose Alvarez, who is also 0 for 2 on the day. He grounded into a double play his last time up. So the home plate umpire stands outside of the plate. Now he stands back behind the catcher. So now from the stretch, the first pitch from Patterson the third fouled off, and Alvarez will start behind 0-1. So 3 of the 4 batters have swung at the first pitch. Wonder if they've seen something or if Patterson the third's trying to force them into weak contact. That one at 92 miles per hour for Patterson the third. He's looking in. Now he's set the 0-1 pitch up the middle. Bauk will bring it in. He'll take it himself to second base, and that will end the inning. So Patterson the third works a quick 6th. We head to the 7th, the final 3 frames. The Otters trailing by 1. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND CASA.com.
3 frames left in this ballgame. Otters trailing 3-2, and Alvaro de los Santos out there for another inning of work. He worked a 1-2-3 inning in the 6th, and now he faces J.J. Cruz, Parks Bauk, and David Mendham in the 7th inning. So the Otters have not been against scoring runs late to win ball games, but they're going to have to do it here. First will be J.J. Cruz. He's currently 0 for 2 on the day, a ground out to third and then a pop out to second. Had a big night last night. Trying to do something here. First pitch from De Los Santos. Swung through that one at 84 miles per hour, and he's behind 0-1. Across the river, Cubs and Cardinals playing baseball, and the Cubs leading 8-0 in that ball game. 0-1 outside for a ball, evens it up at 1-1. A lot of baseball going on. Blue Jays and Guardians tied at 4 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Riley's Guardians up to plate. That pitch fouled off. Now Cruz behind 1-2. Bo Naylor with a runner at first. The Braves and Mets are playing. Mets up 7-1 on the Braves. The Yankees and Reds playing. Yankees up 6-1 against the Central Division Reds. The 1-2 pitch swung through that one. A strikeout, the second for De Los Santos. And with one away, it's the 9-0 hitter, Parks Bauk. Bauk 0 for 1 in this game. Drew a walk in his first professional plate appearance. And now he is trying to get a runner on in front of this top of the lineup. His open stance. The first pitch from De Los Santos. High for a ball, and he starts ahead 1-0. Bauk willing to be patient. He's proven that every step of his career. The 1-0 in the dirt, make it 2-0. Feels like De Los Santos is more comfortable pitching against the lefties, has better spots for his stuff. At least so far, obviously early in this outing. 2-0, low for a ball, and now it's 3-0. Quickly to Bauk. Bauk, in his second appearance as a pro, did enter the game in the 9th inning as a defensive sub last night. That pitch finds the zone and makes it a 3-1 count. But this is the first plate appearances for him. A walk in his first at-bat, a ground out to short his second at-bat. 3-1. Just catches the zone. Now it's back to full. Bauk back into the box. De Los Santos works quick. 3-2. Lifted into right field. That one's going to send Castillo back to the track, but he will bring it in for out number 2. And with 2 away, it's David Mendham, the Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game. He's 1 for 3, reached via the air back in the 2nd inning. Popped out to short his last time up. A couple of times there have been balls hit out there that haven't been hit particularly hard, but again, it's a very short part of the field here at Arsenal BG Ballpark. First pitch in the dirt for a ball, and Mendham starts ahead 1-0. Elsewhere around the MLB, the Mariners and Twins tied at 0-6. In the bottom of the 7th, Rays up 3-0. Phillies trailing the Astros 1-0 in the top of the 5th. Next pitch to Mendham, low for a ball. Now it's 2-0. The Dodgers and Rockies tied at 0 into the 4th inning. The White Sox beat the Diamondbacks tonight. Don't see the White Sox win a ton of games. The Brewers beat the Pirates. They beat Paul Skeens, his shortest outing of his career. 2-0, swung through that one, did Mendham, and now it's a 2-1 count. Big swing from Mendham, trying to do some damage on that pitch. The Angels beat the Red Sox 5-2. The Padres, in a pitcher's duel, beat Nationals 1-0. Next pitch, chop foul. Count evens up at 2-2. The Rangers shut out the Orioles 7-0. And the Athletics shut out the Tigers 3-0 as Jacob Lopez pitches 7 innings of shutout ball. Only game to not start so far, the Marlins and Giants start at 8:45 p.m. 2-2 pitch, runs low, now it's a full count. So another full count here for De Los Santos. He's had to work through some of these batters, but still yet to give up a base runner in this outing. The payoff pitch to Mendham. Outside for ball 4, and the Otters have a 2-out base runner. It leads to Graham Brown, 2 for 3 on the night. Willing to swing at the first pitch, and now there's a slow walk out to the mound. There is a pitcher warming up in Gateway's bullpen. No one warming up for the Otters, so Patterson III expected to go out there for the 7th inning. And they will take out De Los Santos. We'll have more on the new pitcher when we come back on the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
New pitcher in for Gateway is going to be Alec Whaley. Whaley on the mound, Alvarez behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. So Whaley making his second appearance in as many nights, and last night, probably his worst outing of his career. He went inning in a third, gave up 4 hits, allowed 6 runs to score, didn't walk on anybody, and struck out 1. He entered last night with an 8.2 or a 9.2 or 0.92 ERA, and after that appearance, it pushed it all the way up to a 3.43, and now he's in for a second night in a row, trying to end this 7th inning where it's at for Evansville. They have a runner at first with 2 away. That runner, David Mendham, who reached via the walk. Whaley faced Graham Brown last night, hit him with a pitch when he faced him. And now he'll have to face him here, who was 2 for 3. He got a first pitch single his last time up, and we'll see what he does here in his 4th at-bat of the night. First pitch to Brown, taken in there for a strike. You start behind 0-1. Brown, this road trip, has been hitting the ball hard a ton. Wasn't awarded for it back in Joliet, but has been awarded for it so far here in this series. The 0-1, that one outside for a ball, evens it up at 1-1. Whaley, a guy who doesn't tend to walk anybody, didn't walk anybody last night. And now he is set on the far first base side of the mound, the 1-1. Outside for a ball, now it's 2-1. Whaley in his 23rd appearance of the year. 21 innings pitched, gave up 8 runs on the year. 6 of those came last night. The 2-1 swung through that one, did Graham Brown. Now it evens it up at 2-2. Pulled the string a little bit, got him out in front. Maybe expecting fastball in the 2-1 count. Instead, he got the slider. Now he'll call time and reset himself and step back in to the batter's box. JT Benson awaiting on deck. That runner at first, the tying run, is David Mendham. Whaley is set. The 2-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Another slider as he went down swinging. So he gets out of the 7th inning. The Otters still trail by 1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VANDCasa.com.
The Otters sent Anthony Patterson III out there for another inning of work. And why not? He has been extremely efficient, especially the last inning looked really good. A great bounce back performance from him. He's gone 6 innings, giving up 6 hits, 3 walks, but only allowed 2 earned runs on the night. When he has given up traffic, he's worked well around it. He's forced 4 double plays from him, the most the Otters have turned all year, and we're only through 6 innings. Still pitching from behind is Patterson III. He'll try to keep this 1-run deficit where it's at. He'll face the 7-8-9 hitters Edwin Mateo, Abdiel Diaz, and Cole Brandon. This part of the lineup has been very good against him, however, and this is the 3rd time through. Mateo, he has 2 singles already in this game. In fact, Diaz also 2 singles in the game. Both of these guys 2 for 2 on the night. We'll see if he can do better against him here. So Patterson III is set from the windup. The first pitch to Mateo, outside for a ball. He starts behind him 1-0. The first time he's actually started behind Mateo all night. Now he's set the 1-0 pitch to Mateo. In there for a strike, evens it up at 1-1. At pitch 89 for Patterson III in this game. He's got a 1-1 count to Mateo. That one just misses outside. Count moves to 2-1. Still no one warming up for the Otters. They're wanting to give him this inning. The 2-1 pitch from Patterson III. Hard towards Parks. He can't bring it in as he pulled up his glove a little bit too early. Benson will come in and keep that. He will keep Mateo to first, but a hard hit ball right to Parks, and he doesn't come up with it once again. Another error on Pavement Parks, this second of the game, and just uncharacteristic game from Parks over at short. He's been so good over there all year, and now once again, Patterson III is going to have to deal with Mateo as a leadoff runner, and now the bullpen going to get into action for Evansville. I believe it's Nick McAuliffe over there warming up for Evansville. First pitch, chop foul. He'll start ahead of Diaz 0-1. So he's been so good at the top, against the top of this lineup for the most part. Only 2 hits between the first 6 batters, but 4 hits between Mateo and Diaz, and that one was sharply hit. It is reached via the air, but 0-1 fouled up and overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best. Never regret it. Now with an 0-2 count, time is called by Diaz as he will So it's time called by the home plate umpire, trying to reset the pitch clock and make sure everything's all set. Patterson III is set once again. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Great stop by Brown to keep the runner at first where he's at. Count moves to 1-2. Had Diaz at 1-2 last time before surrendering a hit to him. Mateo would get cut off trying to extend or go from first to third on that single. 1-2 pitch, swung on a miss for strike three. A German-American bank strikeout for Patterson the third. And with one away, it is Cole Brannon. So he will step into the left-handed batter's box. Has not recorded a plate appearance or an at-bat yet today. A sac bunt and a walk through his first two at-bats. Also some action over there in the Gateway bullpen with Francis Peguero. First pitch out of the zone for a ball. He'll start behind 1-0. So Patterson the third is set once again with an 0-1 count, but first a check over at first, nothing doing for Mateo. We've seen him run a little bit in this game, but has not attempted a stolen base, at least stat-wise. Again, 2 for 6 on the year for Mateo in stolen base attempts. The 1-0 pitch. Low for a ball, now it's 2-0. It was a full count walk to Brannon in his last at-bat. Patterson the third looks into Logan Brown. Now he's set and delivers the 2-0. Chopper towards first over the glove of Mendham. Balk will go all the way out. They'll let Jones take it in. Mateo is going to go to third. Brannon into second base. And so a high chopper that just got off the glove of Mendham is going to turn into a double. And now with only one away and runners at second and third, once again, Patterson the third with more traffic in this inning that is unfortunate with the E6 to start the inning and then a bad luck double. Now Max Peterson going to walk out, and we'll see if he takes the ball from him. Slow walk out there, and he will go to his bullpen. And we'll have more on the new pitcher when we're back. We'll take a short break here on the Honors Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org. Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800.
Nick McAuliffe, the new pitcher in for the Otters. McAuliffe on the mound. Logan Brown at or behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at the Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. McAuliffe enters after his last appearance in Joliet on Sunday, where he pitched an inning, gave up 2 hits, struck out 1, walked 1, only allowed 1 earned run, and got credited for the loss. It was a game where he entered with runners at second and third and 1 away, very similar to this situation, and looked like he was going to get out of it without giving up a run before an infield single that was a bang-bang play that looked like he was out, went the way of the Slammers that allowed that run to score, and eventually he pitched the next inning, allowing some runners on, and Valdez would come in not being able to shut the door in the 8th inning, where the Otters would end up losing 4-3. But now he's got a tough spot against the top of the lineup in Gabe Holt for Gateway, with runners at second and third, only 1 away, and the infield is now playing in. The last hit against Patterson the third was a high chopper that just off the glove of Mendham. The first pitch, high and in for ball 1. He'll start behind 1-0. When McAuliffe has been good, he has not been a guy who walks a ton of batters. He strikes out a ton of batters, does have a 13.85 K per 9 rate. And that's what they need from him right now, but it's a tough situation in this ballgame. The Otters trailing by 1 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The Grizzlies threatening to score more. 1-0 pitch, hard towards left, but that's going to get out of play, foul, and it'll even it up at 1-1. McAuliffe has quickly become one of the most trusted arms in these Otters bullpen after being signed on May 21st in his first professional season. Played last year for East Stroudsburg. Now the next pitch, a flare into center. Brown will take it in medium depth. He'll bring it in. They will test his arm. He will throw it in. It's going to be cut off by Mendham, and a run will come to score on the sac fly. So Gateway will double their lead. Now 4-2, but now with 2 away and that runner at second base, a chance to get out of this inning, but with minimizing the damage. That run will not go against Anthony Patterson third after he reached via the error. That runner at second is accounted to Patterson third potentially. So McAuliffe is set, looks back to the runner at second. Now delivers the first pitch to Castillo outside for a ball. He'll start behind 1-0. Castillo enters this plate appearance. He's 0 for 3. He has reached via an error. Has an RBI. Also popped up into a double play in his last at-bat. Now McAuliffe, after looking back at Brandon at second base, will step off. So Castillo in the left-handed batter's box. Playing in right field tonight. The 1-0 pitch, fouled back, evens it up at 1-1. So McAuliffe coming right after these batters. Got a quick fly out there, but with the speed of Edwin Mateo, they tested him, and it was no play at the plate. A base hit in the center field with Brandon's speed will almost definitely score him as well. McAuliffe set as he looks back at second. Long look, now delivers the 1-1 pitch. In the dirt, great stop by Brown. Makes it a 2-1 count. Brandon over at second after his high chop that bounced about 6 feet in front of the plate, bounced all the way over the first baseman's head of David Mendham. The all-turf field here, playing to the benefit of Gateway there. The 2-1 pitch inside for a ball. Now it's 3-1 count. There is a base open. DJ Stewart awaiting on deck, who is 0 for 3 on the day. So obviously McAuliffe here not going to just lay one over the middle of the plate. He's going to try to make a good pitch here. The 3-1. Swing and a miss, and now it evens it up at 3-2. Makes it a payoff pitch upcoming as Castillo calls time. Took a little bit off that one at 85 miles per hour. The Otters jumped out in front with a run in the first inning. Then Gateway put up 2 in the bottom of the third. The Otters got one back in the fifth to tie it up at 2-2, but the Grizzlies got that one back in the bottom, making it 3-2, and now they're get one here in the seventh. Next pitch. Swung on a miss for strike 3. A German-American bank strikeout to get out of the inning. But Grizzlies do add one. They now lead 4-2 as we head to the 8th. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and on 96.9 WYIR.
Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Right now, in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
New pitcher on the mound for Gateway is going to be Francis Peguero. Behind the plate, still Jose Alvarez. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by the Answer Auto Repairs. Located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call 812-475-9000. Peguero enters for the Grizzlies in his 20th appearance of the season. Enters with a 2.91 ERA and 21 2/3 innings pitched. He has struck out 18 batters and walked 8. So not a big strikeout guy. Doesn't walk a ton of batters. Now tries to shut down these Evansville bats to keep this 2-run lead where it's at here in the 8th. So JT Benson, after his hard-hit double back in the 5th inning that then tied it at 2-2, now enters for the first time since then. First pitch inside for a ball, and he starts behind or ahead of him 1-0. Peguero, the former minor leaguer, spent time with the Cincinnati Reds organization, then times with the Twins organization, got as high as Triple-A before joining independent baseball. That one swung through by Benson, evens it up at 1-1. That one up at 95 miles per hour. He's got some heat to him. Didn't play the 2024 season, but is back here at Gateway in 2025. That pitch in there for a strike. Now Benson behind 1-2, so he has to battle. Benson is 1 for 3, both RBIs on the night for Evansville. Next pitch outside for a ball, evens it up at 2-2. Peguero set, works quick. The next pitch up and in, almost got him. It's going to run full now. That one up at 96 miles per hour. He's pumping gas right now. Peguero working with a fastball, a couple of fastballs, 4-seam and 2-seam, also a slider. We'll see if he wants to try to drop in one of those at 3-2 if he goes fastball. 3-2. Misses inside for ball 4. And so a leadoff walk for JT Benson, and the tying run coming to the plate in the form of JT Benson. And you give a power hitting lefty like Pavin Parks the opportunity to hit at this ballpark, and he could easily tie this game with one swing of his bat. Albeit a tough matchup here with the gas-throwing Francis Peguero. Peguero with a 5-inning scoreless streak. The longest on the year he's had was a 7 2/3 inning streak. He's worked clean innings in his last 3 appearances against Schaumburg, 2 against Mississippi. First pitch swinging, but Parks comes up empty. He's behind 0-1. Benson over at first, mentioned his plenty of speed, but don't know if they'll send him, especially with this kind of pitcher on the mound. The 0-1. High fly ball to center. It's not going to be any danger for Brannon as he comes in on it, and we'll bring it in for out number 1. And now with 1 away, it's L.J. Jones. Jones entering this game, he is 1 for 3. He struck out swinging his last time up. Jones at the plate, Taylor on deck. A 324 average first pitch. Outside for a ball. Benson took a big first step as if he's going to steal, but Went back. No throw down, and that pitch is outside for a ball, and Jones is ahead 1-0. Jones has got plenty of power both ways. All three of his home runs have been to left field, but he's got plenty of power to send it over that double wall and left. The 1-0 in there for a strike. Just caught the corner. Evens it up at 1-1. Jones at the plate. The tying run as the Otters lead it, trailing 4-2. That pitch chopper towards short. Diaz brings it in. He's only going to have a play at first and will make that play as the speed of Benson breaks up the double play. And with 2 away, it's Keenan Taylor to the plate. 0 for 3 on the day. Trying to get his first hit, if he can, and cut that lead in half. This part of the lineup has not gotten a hit yet. Taylor 0 for 3, Logan Brown 0 for 3, J.J. Cruz 0 for 3, Parks Bauk 0 for 2 with a walk. This part of the lineup that's been so good all year for Evansville, between Taylor and Brown and J.J. Cruz, especially recently. Been so good, but have not been able to get anything going so far tonight. J.J. Cruz in the last 7 days has a .350 batting average. All three of his home runs coming in the last 7 days. Keenan Taylor with a .346 batting average. Both of them still looking for their first hit tonight. They'll have to do it against the hard-throwing Francis Peguero. He is set. First pitch into Taylor. Hard swing deep into left field. That's going to send Mateo back to the track, to the wall, and it is gone! A fair ball, and Taylor has tied it in the 8th. Keenan Taylor does it again in a huge spot in a brand new ball game here at Arsenal BG Ballpark. Keenan Taylor stays clutch. He attacked the first pitch. We're tied at 4. Now it's Logan Brown. He also likes to attack first pitches. We'll see if he wants to do the same thing here. First pitch he takes for a strike. He'll start behind 0-1. Brown, the catcher for the Otters tonight. The 0-1 watches that one just catch the corner for a strike. Now he's behind 0-2. Peguero set once again. The 0-2 chopper foul, and Brown will stay alive. That was Keenan Taylor's 8th home run of the year. It went off the bat at 101, easily clearing the double wall over and left. Just barely able to keep it fair. And now the next 0-2 pitch. Hard hit towards left. That's going to get out of play, and we'll do it again as Brown continues to battle. No one warming up in the Otters bullpen, so appears they'll give the bottom of the 8th to Nick McAuliffe. Peguero set once again. The next 0-2. Chopper towards the right side of the infield. The first baseman Stewart will bring it in. He'll take it himself for out number 3, but not before Keenan Taylor goes deep. Ties it with a 2-run home run. We have a brand new ball game. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network, NR 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org. Ballet Indiana is made up of local ballet professionals, dedicated parents, and community members in order to provide unique and life-enriching experiences for hundreds of young dancers, while carrying out their mission to inspire a lifelong appreciation for dance for both our dancers and the Evansville community. More information on Ballet Indiana and information about their upcoming performances is available at balletindiana.org.
We head to the bottom of the eighth. Now it's tied here for Nick McAuliffe as he's out there for his first full inning after he came in with runners at second and third. Only one away. Did give up one on the sac fly, but got Victor Castillo to strike him out, and now it's DJ Stewart to meet him here. And this part of the lineup has been held mostly silent. It's been the bottom three of the lineup that's been the killers. See if McAuliffe can work a quick 1-2-3 and get those Otters bats back out there. First pitch from McAuliffe. Taken for a strike, he'll start ahead 0-1. So similar situation for McAuliffe. Worked the end of an inning and then came in the next inning. See if he can work a cleaner one here as he did than he did last time. He set the windup, the 0-1. Hard hit towards center. Brown's going to have to go back on it. He's still going to send him back. He's not going to get it. It's going to get over his head. He'll bring it in. He'll throw it into the cutoff man Bauk, and a leadoff double for Gateway as they try to bounce back after giving up the lead there in the eighth inning. Brown initially didn't get a great read on it. Didn't get back to it in time, gets over his head, and now there's no one out and a runner at second for Paxton Wallace. He is 1 for 3 with that infield single back in the second inning. So McAuliffe is set. The first pitch fouled off, and he starts ahead of him 0-1. Just got to kind of reset from McAuliffe here. Obviously, want to keep that runner from scoring. The only thing you can do is go after this batter here. McAuliffe set once again. The 0-1 pitch into Wallace. Hard to Bauk. He brings it in on a bounce. Going to keep that runner at second. Throw to first in time for out number one. Stewart couldn't tell if it was going to be caught or not, so he had to wait, and he's not going to be able to get over to third base. And now with a huge out number one, it will lead to Mark Schallenberger. Taylor has earned a walk. He's been hit by a pitch. He's also grounded into a double play. The former University of Evansville Purple Ace trying to get that runner in from second. First pitch taken for a strike, starts behind 0-1. Gave Evansville so many memories last year during that College World Series run, or college tournament, baseball tournament run, I should say. The 0-1 chopper foul. Now he's behind 0-2. That University of Evansville team, one of only 2 teams during the tournament to take a game from the champion Tennessee team. Forced a Game 3 in the Super Regionals before dropping that Game 3. The go-ahead run over at second base, one away. Schallenberger with an 0-2 count. Tied at 4 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. McAuliffe is set. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, great stop by Brown behind the plate to keep that runner at second base. He's been so good at that this year, and even especially in this game. McAuliffe on the mound trying to continue what has been such a good year in his first professional season. He's set with a 1-2 count. The pitch. That one goes in, and it's going to hit Schallenberger again. Does he wear a magnet in his jersey? What is that about? Well, he gets bailed out on the hit by pitch there, and now McAuliffe has a couple of runners on with one away. There is a double play in place now for the catcher, Jose Alvarez. He has struck out and grounded out twice, one of those being a double play. The other one, the way it was hit, would have probably been a double play. He's grounded out to Bauk twice. McAuliffe set. The first pitch to Alvarez. Fouls that one back, and now he starts behind 0-1. So McAuliffe doing a good job pounding the zone so far in this at-bat. Or this inning, I should say. Stewart took advantage of that with a double. He got Paxton Walsh to ground out to second base, to keep Stewart at second. But then on a 1-2 pitch, got Schallenberger in the leg. 0-1. Stays low, evens it up at 1-1. The go-ahead run for Gateway is on second base at the plate. Alvarez still looking for his first hit of the night. The 1-1 to Alvarez. Stays high, now it's 2-1. Still no one in the Otters bullpen. They're going to let McAuliffe work. See if he can send us to the ninth inning, still tied at 4. McAuliffe once again set his closed stance on the mound. The 2-1 just stays low. Now it's 3-1. McAuliffe's got to find the zone again. Try to get Alvarez. See if he can force potentially a ground ball. Now the Otters are going to get someone warm. We'll see who they decide to get warm. The 3-1 from McAuliffe stays high for ball 4. Now the bases are loaded. Next is Edwin Mateo, who's reached all 3 times tonight. A couple of singles, reached via the error last time. Now Brown out on the mound to talk with his pitcher McAuliffe. The Otters have turned 4 double plays tonight. All of those from the arm of Anthony Patterson III. Speaking of Patterson III, went 6 1/3. Gave up 7 hits, walked 3, only allowed 2 earned runs, struck out 2. McAuliffe trying to keep this 4-4 tie, but he's going to have to do some work, as it's Edwin Mateo at the plate with only 1 away and the bases loaded. First pitch, swinging into the outfield. Brown's going to come in on it. He is going to bring it in for 1. They're going to test his arm. Throw to the plate. He hesitated. It's not going to be in time, and the Gateway Grizzlies take the lead back on a sac fly from Mateo. Brown had to come in on it and did, but hesitated just a second. Not sure if he was going to get him or not, but either way, a huge run for Gateway as they now take a 5-4 lead, and the Otters are going to need a run in, at least 1 run in the 9th, and now McAuliffe will try to keep it only at 1, but we'll see how many they're going to need. The first pitch from McAuliffe. Swinging, fouled that one off, and he's behind 0-1. So both times the Otters have come back to tie it. Gateway has responded. They did it in the 5th inning, and they've done it in the 8th inning. McAuliffe is set. He delivered the 0-1 pitch in there for a strike. Now he's behind 0-2 is Diaz. Diaz was 2 for 2 before striking out back in the 7th inning, last inning. McAuliffe with an 0-2 count to the shortstop. In the dirt, stopped by Brown, keeps the runners where they're at. Count moves to 1-2. It's going to be J.J. Cruz, Parks Bauk, and David Mindom due up in the ninth. The question is, are they only going to need one, or are they going to need more? 1-2 pitch from McAuliffe. Fouled up and away, and we'll do it again. I believe it's Nolan Thebe getting warm out in the Otters bullpen. McAuliffe from the stretch, the next 1-2 pitch. Stays low and in, and now it's a 2-2 count. Similar feeling to what happened in Joliet. Different, very different formation to it, but if the Otters can get out of this inning, they're going to need one run in the ninth, just like they did Sunday in Joliet. And time is called, I believe, by Logan Brown, the catcher. And now he's going to walk out to his pitcher, McAuliffe, to talk with him to try to figure out a way to get this batter out. The Otters with 4 runs, with 6 hits, with 2 errors. Gateway now with 5 runs, with 8 hits, and 1 error. The leadoff double from DJ Stewart, hit by pitch for Mark Schallenberger, and then the walk from Jose Alvarez loaded the bases with 1 away. And the sac fly from Edwin Mateo, the difference right now in this ball game. McAuliffe trying to keep this 1-run lead where it's at, deficit where it's at. The 2-2. Fouls that one up overhead for an overhead foul ball, brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. So we'll do 2-2 again as Diaz continues to battle here. He's fouled off 3 different pitches. See what direction McAuliffe wants to go here with a 2-2 count. He's set with this closed off stance. The 2-2 and a Diaz. Swing and a miss for strike 3. A German-American Bank strikeout to end the inning, but Gateway gets 1. The Otters are going to need 1 in the ninth. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network and our 96.9 WYIR.
Maintaining our independence becomes more and more vital as we age. Swerka and more can help you navigate this important journey by answering your questions and connecting you to free and unbiased community resources and support services. If you are seeking advice for yourself or a loved one, let Swerka be your first call. More information available at swerka.org or by calling 812-464-7800. Originally opening in 2004, Jacobs Village has been a home for adults with disabilities, giving these great residents a wonderful opportunity to live life just like you and me. Jacobs Village mission is to continue building a safe, walkable neighborhood community where people with disabilities and older adults can find meaningful relationships, affordable and accessible housing, and activities to keep their bodies and minds engaged. We can't wait to have Jacobs Village at the ballpark on July 3rd for our annual Red, White, and Blue Night. More information on this great community partner is available at jacobsvillage.org.
We head to the ninth inning. The Otters need a run, and it's going to have to come against the pitcher, Keegan Collette. Collette on the mound. Alvarez behind the plate. That pitcher and catcher battery is sponsored by The Answer Auto Repair East. Find your battery needs at The Answer Auto Repair East, located at 2319 North Green River Road, or call at 812-475-9000. Collette enters for a save here in the ninth inning. In his last 3 appearances, he has not given up a run. In fact, he has an 8 2/3 active scoreless streak, his longest on the season. That actually extends the entire season. He enters with a 0 ERA, and the Otters try to change that here, and it's going to be led by J.J. Cruz. Cruz homered last night. Still looking for his first hit tonight. Have to come against Collette, who's been so good for the Grizzlies here this year. First pitch in there for a strike. He starts behind 0-1. Collette enters with 9 2/3 innings pitched. Has not surrendered a run. 0-1. Hard towards left side. It's going to get through the shortstop and third baseman hole, and a leadoff base hit for Evansville as J.J. Cruz, a huge start. Now we're going to have Ellis Schwartz pinch hit for Bauk. Schwartz, his last time out, a double and a home, or a triple and a home run. If he can do that again, it's going to be big time for Evansville. He has taken advantage when he's been out there, and he tries to do the same here. Schwartz awaits the catcher to be ready. The umpire acknowledges the sub, and now Schwartz is ready with a runner at first. Cruz, the tying runner. Schwartz, the go-ahead runner. The Collette is set from the stretch. The first pitch to Schwartz. Goes to inside, and Schwartz starts ahead 1-0. Schwartz led off his game in Joliet with a triple, followed that off with a home run, then flew it to center field. He only went to the plate 3 times in that game. That one is popped up, short left center field. The shortstop Diaz is going to camp under it and bring it in for out number 1. So now back to the top of the lineup, and the Edward Jones leadoff hitter of the game, David Mindom. He has reached base 3 times tonight, a single, a walk. He's reached via the error and also popped out to short. Mindom entering with a 534 OBP. Surely that's gone up after tonight's game and tries to keep that trend going. First pitch. Taken for a strike. He'll start behind 0-1. David Mindom followed by Graham Brown. Alex Valdez now warming up in the bullpen if the Otters can tie or take the lead here. Collette is set once again. The 0-1 pitch into Mindom. Stays low, gets away from the catcher Alvarez, but Cruz not far enough for Cruz to advance. It evens the count at 1-1. Cruz does have a stolen base this year, but not a traditional stolen base threat. But plenty of speed. If a ball gets into a gap, he can potentially score. Last year with Evansville, he had 5 stolen base attempts, was caught twice. Now Mindom with a 1-1 count is set in the left-handed batter's box. Collette looks in, now he's set. 1-1 pitch. Swings at that one, pops it up way overhead. An overhead foul ball brought to you by Heads Construction. Choose the best, never regret it. That pitch was up and out of the zone, and Mindom knew it after he came down off that swing. Now he's got a 1-2 count and has to battle. Mindom does have plenty of power to send one over the wall, but it has not been his game over the last couple of years. 1-2. Fouls that one off, and we'll do it again. That a fastball at 92. Tried to blow it by him, but couldn't. The Otters trying to come back as they trail 5-4 here in the top of the 9th inning. They scored 2 in the top of the 8th to tie it, but Gateway came back in the bottom of the 8th to score 1 to give them a 5-4 lead. Next 1-2. Called strike 3. Curveball just caught the inside part of the plate. And now it's 2 away, and it's Graham Brown, the final hope for the Otters tonight. Brown 2 for 4 on the night. Couple of singles. Struck out swinging his last time up. Brown has been big for Evansville all year, and they need him right now. The first pitch to Brown. Swinging, pops that one out of play, and it's going to be an 0-1 count. He was chasing that first pitch and just couldn't get above it. Cruz, the tying run at first. The 0-1. Swings at that one, pops it up out of play, and now it's an 0-2 count. The Otters down to their final strike tonight. Brown outside of the batter's circle. He's going to call time, as now he has to work from behind 0-2 to keep this game for the Otters alive. Brown back into the box. Collette looks in. Comes set. The 0-2 pitch. In the dirt, spiked it. Wow, and somehow Alvarez brought it in. Just completely lost control. That one spiked in the infield grass. But a great read from Jose Alvarez to keep that in front of him. So now the count at 1-2 for the Otters center fielder. Trying to keep this game alive. Collette set and delivers the 1-2 pitch. That one runs too far outside. It evens it up at 2-2. Great eye from Graham Brown there. What a take. That one just missed. It's a 2-2 count now. Collette set once again. 2-2 in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher Alvarez. Cruz going to try to take second. Throw down. Not in time. Cruz is in safely. Just beat the play. That was a bang play over at second base. And now a conference between Alvarez and Collette. That one was also spiked. Not as far in front as it was the first one. Benson awaiting on deck. Did not get that far away from the catcher Alvarez. Just enough for Cruz to take second. Now the Otters a single away from tying this game. Counts full. Brown set. The 3-2 pitch. Chopped foul, and we'll do it again. That one was at 92 miles per hour. Brown a little bit out in front of it as he stays alive. It's now a base open. Count started 0-2. Brown's worked it full. Brown's ready in the box. Now Collette's set. Looks into Alvarez. The payoff pitch. That one's low for ball 4. Another walk. Now there are runners at first and second. With 2 away, it's JT Benson. His double back in the 5th, tied it at 2 at that point. He walked in the 8th inning to lead off that inning. He would eventually come around to score on the Keenan Taylor home run. He's been huge tonight. Couple of RBIs. Now the tying run at second, go-ahead run at first. First pitch to Benson. Swinging, but checked his swing. He went, and now he's behind 0-1. He was sitting first pitch fastball, broke off a curve, and now he's behind 0-1. Cruz reached on the single to start the inning. Brown with the walk. 0-1 pitch. Fouled that one back, and now it's another 0-2 count for Collette. Benson, one of these 23-year-old players that have been so good for Evansville on the offensive side of the ball. His second year of pro ball after playing for Lake Country last year. He's got an 0-2 count. Pitch from Collette. Outside for a ball. And now it's a 1-2 count. Home crowd here at Gateway did not agree. Alvarez was walking out there trying to sell it. But Benson holds. Tough pitch to take, but he took it. Now it's a 1-2 count. Collette the 1-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So the Otters bring the tying run into scoring position, get the go-ahead run on, but they can't get him home. They tied in the 8th, but give up a run in the bottom, and they lose 5-4. And they'll have to come back tomorrow morning to try to go for a series win. Otters leaves 5-4. We'll head to the Papa John's postgame show after a short break. You're listening to the Otters Digital Network.
Right now in Vanderburgh County, over 800 children are in the child welfare system waiting for someone to be their voice, and you could be that voice by becoming a court-appointed special advocate, a CASA volunteer. Donating just a few hours a month of your time can change a child's life forever. Vanderburgh County CASA invites you to join them. Stand up, speak out, be for the child, be a CASA. For more information, visit vandcasa.com. That's VAND-CASA.com.
Welcome into the Papa John's postgame show. Remember that Papa John's is the official sponsor of the Otters pregame and postgame shows, available every game night, 20 minutes before and 10 minutes after each Otters game on the Otters Digital Network, Home Team Network, and our 96.9 WYIR. The Otters drop a close one, 5-4. It was back and forth all night, but every time the Otters tied the game up, Gateway responded, and they win this game. A tight one, 5-4. It got started with Anthony Patterson, the third start. He went 6 1/3. Pitched his first ever quality start. Gave up 4 runs, only 2 of them earned. Walked 3, gave up 7 hits, struck out 2, but kept the Otters in it. McAuliffe, the only other pitcher used tonight, he went an inning and 2/3. Gave up 1 hit, gave up 1 run, walked 1, struck out 2. He is going to get credited with the loss, while the win is going to go to Francis Peguero. He also will be credited with giving up that 2-run home run. Offensively for the Otters, they jumped out in front 1-0 early in the first inning again, but then they just couldn't get a hit. The second pitcher to face them, Bennett Stice, who came in the second inning, worked fantastic. Only gave up the 1 run in the 5th inning. Other than that, was excellent through this game. Alvaro de los Santos pitched an inning and 2/3, kept the Otters off the scoreboard. Whaley finished off his inning and pitched a third of an inning. Francis Peguero, the pitcher that came in, walked 1, gave up a hit. That 2-run shot from Keenan Taylor tied it up in the 8th inning, but Gateway came back in the bottom of the 8th to give them a 5-4 lead. And then the Otters, they got runners at first and second with 2 away, but just couldn't answer. And they go home without a win, and we'll come back tomorrow morning trying to get their first road series win. Tomorrow's game at 10:45 a.m. Central Time. That'll be first pitch. We'll obviously be live 20 minutes before that for the series finale, a rubber match between the two teams, the Otters, and another rubber match on the road. They have not been able to take one of these yet. They will try to do it tomorrow in a big matchup. The Otters do not have a set starter tomorrow. We have more on that for them later. For Gateway, they will be throwing out Gage Vales. He comes in with a 2-1 record at a 5.45 ERA. And once again, like as I mentioned, the Otters still unaware of who will be pitching tomorrow. We'll get that word before the game starts tomorrow morning at 10:45 a.m. Remember, set your alarm clocks. It's an early one here at Arsenal BG Ballpark. And that's going to do it for tonight's game. Otters lose 5-4 in a tight one. I'm Lucas Macklin signing off. Thank you so much for joining us this Wednesday evening. And as always, have a blessed night, everyone.